Well, what is that?
A bunch of worms everywhere.
A bunch of worms?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them.
Now where else get some worms?
I don't know. If you're gonna get them, Hurry up. Put them in your dump truck and stuff. Whoa, rolling. Yeah. So I came out here and uncovered a bunch of other parts that I have that I gotta do something with, but I had it all covered with this plastic here, and then I had that big rug, like bed liner, over it. All right, put it in your bucket, baby. When I lift it up, it exposed hundreds of worms and stuff, so kids are going nuts over it. But I uncovered the stuff because there's something here that we need for the car, which is this pan right here. We need that steel oil pan to put on the F20B because, like I said in previous videos, they put an aluminum oil pan on it, and aluminum oil pan comes on an H22A4. Pickup tubes are different and stuff, so yeah, I gotta drop the pan today and see if they changed pickup tube or not. If they didn't, that was an issue, so we can address that. If they did pick it up, or if they did change the pickup tube, then I think I can leave the aluminum pan on there. If I'm not mistaken, I'll ask Omar to be sure. But yeah, I have the steel pan here that I'm gonna clean out and everything, so we can put it on the car, so we don't have no issues. So, because F20B, F23, all other H22s and stuff all share the same oil pan. The only difference is girdles and pickup tubes and window trays and stuff like that, clearly, you know. So yeah, let's clean this oil pan out, and we got a bunch of stuff in it, so just got a bucket here. I'm just gonna throw all this stuff in, you know, just to get out of my way. What is this? Oh, oat sensor. So yeah, we'll just throw everything in this bucket so it's out of the way and clean this pan out. All right, guys, so I just went through a couple of the boxes and stuff that I had here. Just put everything in this one bucket, so it's kind of not in multiple things, and it's easier to just know if I gotta find something, it's all in one bucket, you know. We got an oil pump here still, permanent seal, all that kind of stuff, you know. All this. Got a couple valve covers, head, block, just a bunch of spare stuff. I'm gonna clean up, like fresh wash all this stuff, clean them up, and put them away so they're kind of out of the elements in a sense. But we got the F23 oil pan we're gonna use, and pickup tube, because obviously you want to match your pickup tube to your pan. I don't know what's in the car, any of that, so I don't want to take no chances. So I'm just gonna match the oil pan to the pickup tube I'm gonna be using. So F23 pickup tube and oil pan, which is identical and the same as an F20 or F20B. So yeah, just so there's no issues. So we're gonna get this pan cleaned out, clean this out and everything as well. Then we can jack up the front of the car, get under it, and remove that pan and stuff. There's a cross member that I got to remove that's on the CDs that CGs don't have, that goes from like the lower radiator support towards the back subframe, and we got to remove that as well to be able to drop the pan. Hopefully I don't got to drop the exhaust. I'm hoping, because the people that own this car previously at some point welded literally everything up. So from the downpipe all the way back is welded up. Like, they didn't even put bolts. Like, the flanges are there, they welded the flanges together instead of just getting bolts. Why? I don't know. So unfortunately we might have to cut the exhaust, which is cool because we were going to be replacing that stuff anyways. So just didn't want to have to do it now. I wanted to wait to do that, you know, like run this stuff until we go turbo. So, but it is what it is. Let's get this cleaned up. All right, guys, so we got the car up in the air on jack stands on the front. Now I got a mat here that I can lay on, so we can go ahead and get under this thing, which is real sketchy, but it is what it is. So we got to get this bar off. So you got 3 bolts here. There's a few back there as well. And we got to try and see if we can get the downpipe off, because they welded the exhaust all the way back on. So we can get this oil pan off. So we're going to first start by knocking this off. and go from there. So like I said, 3 bolts here, and then I believe back here there is as well a few bolts. So I think there's 2 back here. Well, it's supposed to be 2, but there's 1 in there. And then you got this 1 bolt for the hanger here. So let's go ahead and knock all this off, and we'll update you guys. All right, so we got the cross member off. This thing does not look like it's in good shape. This car must have been driven super low for that to be like that. But that's off. And I got the downpipe off as well. Like I said, from there back, it's all welded up. And it's all cracked right here. This flex pipe is all destroyed and everything, as you can see. So, yeah, it's all messed up. What I'm going to end up doing probably is cutting it right above this, like right on the other side of this flange. And then I can replace the header and downpipe on it and weld a flange on the other side of it so I can bolt it up and go from there. But we can access the oil pan, which is what we're needing right now. So right now I'm going to get the drain pan and drain the oil out of this and go from there. Alright guys, so we're about to drain the oil out of this. Let's see how the oil looks on it. Or in it, not on it. Ooh! Dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Alright guys, so I got the aluminum pan off. And these people put a lot of RTV on here. But underneath here looks really good. Here's the pickup tube. Here's an F23 pickup tube. This pickup tube and this one looks identical. So my theory, like I said, was they put an aluminum pan on the F20B and then change the pickup tube, so it wasn't able to suck up oil when it's at a certain level in here to get oil up to the head, and that's what caused that issue. So this being an F20B pickup tube, which is identical to an F23 one, they did not change that and just did the pan. So good thing I had that F23 pan that I'm going to put on here. So we'll clean that pan up, clean all this up, and chuck everything. I'm going to take this pickup tube off and the windows tray and just kind of look in the block and check stuff to make sure there's no play and nothing. All looks good, just to be on the safe side while I'm already here. But yeah, there's that. God, dude, they have so much RTV on here. I had the long screwdriver prying on it, and it freaking broke this piece right here. Good thing that isn't gonna matter. Like, it ain't gonna damage, or it's not gonna hurt anything. That's part of the oil pump, but it's not gonna affect the strength of the block or the oil pump or anything like that. So, yep. But other than that, dude, it's clean down here, right? What y'all think? It's a clean baby down here. So, yep. And then I'm gonna take off that O2 sensor back there, and I'm gonna have put my wideband in as well while I'm down here. So let's get to it. All right, guys. So I got the inside of the pan cleaned the other day, yesterday, and then I just got done scrubbing the outside of it because I wanted the inside to sit really good with the degreaser in it to break it all out and clean it up. So I just cleaned the outside of the pan. I'm gonna go ahead and let that sit out in the sun for a minute to dry off, and then we can go ahead and start putting it on the car. So what are you doing, little girl? And the old pan over here. So yeah, guys, this thing had like a lot of oil in it. I'll put the jugs over there, but it had 2 gallons of oil in the pan. So it had 2 gallons of oil in this thing. And on the dipstick, it showed it was about halfway between the 2 dots on the dipstick. So that shows the difference between this pan and the other pan. I don't know the capacity's different or whatever. The dipstick's different, all that stuff. But yeah, so once that pan dries, we can clean the block, clean the pan, like with all the old RTV and stuff, and get it put back up. Then the bottom end will be sealed back together. Hopefully everything is good down there. I was going to pull the pickup tube off and all that stuff, but it looks good. The oil didn't have any shavings or anything in it, so it should be good. Hopefully. I didn't hear no bottom end noises or anything, so just praying and hoping that it's good, you know. But yeah, once that dries up, we'll get it put on the car. Alright, so I got that pan cleaned off, like I said. And I got most of the gasket off of it that I can get off with the scraper that I have right here. I'm gonna come back around with the wire wheel and finish cleaning it up. And then I have the F23 pickup tube right here. So I'm gonna use the F23 pickup tube, F23 oil pan, and I'm gonna also match up the F23 dipstick and dipstick tube, just so it's all the same, because it's all interchangeable as long as you use everything that matches. So oil pan from an F23, pickup tube from an F23, dipstick and pickup tube from an F23, all matches up. It'll be fine. Then I'm gonna take this dipstick off, or this dipstick out, and that pickup tube. I said I was gonna change it, but talked to a couple people, and Omar, they said match it all as one to no, it's all the same. Won't have issues. So that's what we're gonna do. So I got that all cleaned up. I'm gonna go onto the car now and clean off the block from all the old RTV and stuff that these people put a mountain of on. And then I got my Milwaukee Impact here with a 10 mil. We can zap off the pickup tube to get the new one on as well. And try to get this pan all back on the car to get that all done, so we're done underneath the car. So let's get to it. All right, so we got the pickup tube and everything on. Got the pan cleaned. I'm gonna put a little bit of heat around, right around here, just so it helps the RTV cure a little bit, because it's like 50 something degrees outside. So not a lot, just a little bit. So like I said, the RTV will cure a little better, and it won't stay tacky and not dry. So I'm just gonna go around this just like that, real slow, a few times, just to get a little heat around it. Throw the RTV on there, and then go ahead and get the pan put up, and the bottom end will be sealed. All right, so we got the F23 pickup tube and oil pan on there. It's all snugged up tight, RTV'd, everything like that. So hopefully that's good. I did give you guys a little bit of false information, but I'm about to fix that right now. So I thought you had to use F23. Obviously you want to match the pickup tube and pan, dipstick stuff, all that. I was thinking dipstick tube as well, but you don't use the F23 dipstick tube. Use the dipstick itself for the pan and pickup tube. So you'll use the F23 pickup tube, dipstick tube. And then, as you can see here, there's difference in the lengths here. So this one here is the F23 one. This one is the one that was on there. And you see they're both at the same height here. Maybe a little bit shorter, but that's just gonna make this one longer. So you can see the difference in it. So like I said, this one is the F23, and this one's what was on the car. I don't know if it's F23 or F20B, H22, whatever, F22, I don't know. I just know what this one is and what we're running. So like I mentioned, this car had 2 gallons, a little over 2 gallons of oil. So it had 2 of these full. I moved the other one over there. I asked Ruben to move this one, but it was too heavy and I just haven't done it. But 2 of these full, and then that little bit there came out of this pan, and there's still oil in this pan. So on this dipstick, when I pulled it out to check it, it was reading in between these 2 dots. I don't know if the camera's focused or not, but between the 2 dots. So yeah, that was definitely an issue. But we're gonna use the F23 dipstick tube, or dipstick, F20B dipstick tube, F23 pickup tube, and oil pan. So I'm gonna wipe this off since I had it on the ground to make sure nothing's on it. We'll stick it back in there, and the bottom end should be good. All right, guys. So like I said, pan is on, pickup tube is on. All of it was cleaned. It's all RTV'd on. It is cured. Just let it sit overnight, so that's all good. F20B pickup or dipstick tube and F23 dipstick itself is on. So what I want to accomplish in this video is done. I'm making moves, guys. I did get the ARP head studs in. I got the head gasket set here, intake manifold gasket, like all the gaskets in, head gasket, like I said, the ARP head studs. I got everything to put the head back on the car, valve stem seals, all that. So in the upcoming video, we're going to be going through the head, porting the head, lapping the valves, putting valve stem seals in, reassembling the head and everything, and then getting it ready to be put on the engine or the block and trying to get the car started. Hopefully everything goes well and the block is good. Like I said, I checked the bottom end, everything looked good, everything looked tight, there's no play and none of the pistons and stuff, none of that, you know. I did rotate the block and everything with the belt off of it, and it rotated good. There was no issues. I do want to, before I put it all in, from this being uncovered, I should have put something over this, but I didn't have anything other than that t-shirt that I was laying on here. But with the wind and stuff, things got in here, so I want to blow this all out with air just to make sure. I'm gonna run some stuff, a tap and stuff through the holes for the head studs, make sure they're good and clean. I don't have issues taking that apart, but I just want to be short and on the safe side before we button this back together. Previous videos, we got all the AC stuff removed. It's all sitting over here. This is off now, which is good. Get that out of the way. We're going to clean up the block and stuff. I'm not going to be painting all the back of the block or anything else. Literally just going to paint the front of the block. So my plan is I'm going to put this mount back on right here to hold this engine up, or the block. Take this mount and everything off so I can get to the whole front side of the block. Clean it all good. And then we're going to paint this all just so it looks a little nicer than that. A little more presentable. You know what I mean? And we'll do the same with the head. Get it cleaned up. Clean up the bay. Make moves, make progress. So stay tuned for that video and all the work on this head, getting the car back together. Yeah, we're going to be doing the valve cover, suspension on this car, brakes on the car, a bunch of stuff on this car, guys. So you guys don't want to miss out. Hit that thumbs up button, sub to the channel, have post notifications on so you guys know when we post, which is every Monday and Friday. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, get it edited up and ready to be posted for you guys on a Friday, and get started on the next video so we can keep pushing content, guys. So don't miss those uploads, have notifications on, and sub to the channel. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Peace out and God bless.